In this video, I'll show how to build and install etched metal all-weather windows. The typical source for all-weather windows are etched metal kits that you need to bend, paint and install yourself. All that needs to be done is to remove the style you want from the sprue and bend it. Sounds easy enough, but actually isn't and can easily result in a mangled mess. The windows come with etched fault lines, but trying to bend them like that quickly results in a window that isn't properly square. Especially on the styles with very narrow window frames, where there just isn't enough material to resist the torque. In order to make the bending process easier, it's necessary to work a bit on the etched fault lines first. I run the backside of a hobby knife along the lines a couple of times, pushing down with quite some force until the lines start showing through on the other side. I typically stop when I get the feeling that I might cut through the metal soon. Be careful while doing this and make sure you have a good grip on the part to avoid bending it while preparing the faults. After that, I run the knife along the edge once more for good measure and repeat the process on all the other fault lines. When I'm done with the preparation of the fault lines, it's time to start bending the window. I start with the front and rear sides because they are more delicate than the upper and lower part. I grab the side I want to bend with a smooth jaw flat nose plier and place the central part on the window against a flat and hard surface like a steel ruler. I carefully bend the side of the window up while pressing down on the steel ruler at the same time. When the front and rear sides are done, I continue with the upper and lower parts. It helps a lot if your pliers are about as wide as the all-weather window. If you don't have pliers with the suitable size, you can try pre-bending the upper and lower part first and then bend them to the correct angle with a narrow plier when the front and rear windows are done. To fix everything in place, I soldered the corners of the window. I hold the soldering iron to the outside of the corner and try to use as little solder as possible from the inside. When all corners are fixed and the window is fairly rigid, I'll file the back flush on a file. The next step is painting the window. I paint everything a uniform black. Using an airbrush results in a smooth finish and even paint application, but using a brush works fine as well. I'm using Klear 0.13mm thick styrene from Evergreen for the window glazing. I only put glazing on the big side windows. I don't think glazing in the front and rear windows would be visible, and trying to get some kind of glazing into them is generally just a horrible experience. Cutting the styrene is easy to do with a hobby knife and a steel ruler. It's easier to get right for all-weather windows with wider frames because you don't need to be as precise as with the types with more narrow frames. I test fit the bit of styrene until I'm happy with the size. While it's possible to use CA glue to glue the glazing in place, I like to use microscale Kristal Klear because there is less risk of messing up the clear styrene. Other types of canopy glue should work fine as well. The last step is gluing the finished window to the cap. I use Kristal Klear to do that as well. You can also use other canopy glues, but you cannot use CA glue. CA glue cures by reacting with moisture and also produces fumes that will settle on other surfaces like the cap side window and are very likely to attack the clear plastic. The result then is a frosted glass window behind your all-weather windows. So that's how I build and install all-weather windows on my engines. Let me know in the comments if you have any additional tips or questions.